Hi, this is Jason Fielder with the Daily Forex Report for November 9th. Currently looking at the US-Japanese yen pair. This particular pair formed an inside bar during this last session. We are expecting this pair to continue moving sideways with a bias that is sideways. Look for this pair to potentially move as high as 90.73, possibly as low as 89.03. Look for some resistance around the 90.25 area and look for some support around 89.61. Okay, let's take a look at the Euro USD. This particular pair gapped up, closed higher for this session. Didn't quite fill the gap. We are expecting this pair to continue moving sideways with a bias to the upside. Look for it to potentially move as high as 150.91, possibly as low as 147.87. Look for some resistance around 150.25 and look for some support around 149.27. Okay, let's switch over to the pound US dollar pair. This particular pair gapped up and closed up, moved much higher, but did pull back a significant amount prior to the close. We are expecting this pair to continue to move higher with a bias to the upside. Look for it to potentially move as high as 169.35, possibly as low as 165.20. Look for some resistance around 168.50 and look for some support around 166.50. Okay, let's switch over to the US Swiss. This pair moved dramatically lower today. It did close lower. It did gap down. It did complete the gap prior to moving lower. Then it moved lower, hitting some previous support areas, pulled up a little bit and closed. Now we are expecting this pair to continue moving sideways with a bias to the downside. Look for it to potentially move as high as 1.0230, possibly as low as 0.9998. Look for some resistance around 10126 and look for some support around 10050. Now, as far as news announcements goes, we have the Euro. The European Union has the German CPI being released. Year to date, they're showing no change at 0.0%. That's being released at 2 a.m. Eastern Time. Now, this news announcement is somewhat significant considering the German economy is a very large part of the EU overall, percentage-wise, so definitely keep an eye on this one. Now, what am I looking for as far as trades go over this next session? Well, it's two trades. Definitely has to do with the gaps that occurred. If you notice, we have a low here, and we have the previous Friday's close. There's about a 7 to 8 pip difference there. I'm looking for a break of this short, or a break of this low to go short and basically grab a quick scalp. Now that's in the Euro USD and the Pound USD, kind of looking for the exact same thing, looking for the low to be taken out and looking for the previous Friday's close to be hit. Now on the Pound, let's take a look at what how many pips that would be. Again, it's a quick 9 pips or so, 8 pips. So we're talking about a very quick scalp basically off of these gaps. I know it has to travel down. Both these pairs have a good ways to go as far as moving lower to make that little gap up. We do have roughly an 89.1% chance that by Friday at the close that will occur. I'm looking for it to pull back during this next session and take that gap out. Well, that about does it for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.